So guys, the crypto markets are still trading sideways. We have some big events happening tomorrow. Been talking about the key events all this week. Right now, we have Iran and Israel pretty much escalating with the whole war. Pretty much President Trump is talking about how, the US might intervene, and this is causing a lot of fluctuations in the market. But like how I said, guys, we have some key events, and tomorrow we have the Fed coming up with a big decision that is going to pretty much determine exactly how rate cuts and a few other different things are looking. A few different perspectives around this, and I want to walk you guys through the price action and what could cause, a huge amount of liquidations, which we have already been seeing in the markets, or if we could be ripping up. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of to make those crazy gains, guys. At the beginning of the week, I'll let you guys know about the key events that were happening. On top of that, I'll let you guys know exactly when we saw Iran and Israel start this whole fiasco, and I just keep you guys updated with all this info so that you can position yourself correctly. We have some big decisions, guys, from the Fed happening tomorrow, which is really going to determine a lot of things for the crypto markets, for the US markets, a lot of stuff. So we're going to walk through all that information, what you need to be aware of, and what you should be looking at. So let's jump into it. So guys, like how I said, the crypto markets are trading sideways right now, pretty much with the news events that we have been seeing from, Israel and Iran and a few other reports that have been coming out this week, and also some important data that's going to be coming out from the Fed pretty much tomorrow and in the next few days. But overall, guys, right now, everything is trading sideways with the news events that are happening, different perspectives based off of what's going on, and we're going to jump into all that. But right now, price action on Bitcoin is just pretty much deviating, seeing a little bit of choppy sideways price action, waiting everyone's to see if we're going to be deviating below that 100,000 mark, hit around that 101,000 mark. But right now, guys, we are staying strong. Ethereum currently sitting at around 2,500. The zones that we want to reclaim for Bitcoin is around 106,000, and for Ethereum, it's that 2,800 region that we were previously seeing before all the deviations. As a result, guys, with Ethereum trading sideways and deviating, altcoins are also feeling the pain right now, which I'm sure your altcoin portfolio is feeling it. And this is where you need to be keeping up with all the important information that's coming out so that you can understand when a shift could be happening or potentially more deviations. Now, liquidity is shifting into Bitcoin. It has been shifting into Bitcoin, guys, practically all of 2024 moving into 2025. And as a result, we're starting to see a lot of liquidity pour back into stables as well. You can see USDT dominance is starting to shoot up with the uncertainty in the markets, and it just really goes to show people reallocating back into Bitcoin and stables as opposed to Ethereum and altcoins right now. Now, the key events happening this week, guys, we discussed it at the beginning of the week, but I'm just going to reiterate it. The key events that were happening, we had the market react, guys, on Monday, which was yesterday, to Israel and Iran, and pretty much the escalation that's taking place now, even with the US, which we're going to jump into. And then we had the OPEC monthly report on Monday as well, and then today we actually had the May retail sales data. Tomorrow, guys, this is where a lot of people have been anticipating this information, the Fed interest rate decision, and this is going to be really key to let us know exactly how the U.S. markets and inflation and a few other different things are going to be perceived. The U.S. markets are going to be closed for Thursday because it's Juneteenth. It's a holiday. I'm actually off. Whoop whoop. I hope you guys are off as well. Let's do some day trading. And then 6 is going to be Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index on Friday. So we have a volatile week, guys, overall, with the important data that's coming out already at the end of the week, and then the market's closing as well. So this is really important information. On top of that, guys, we've been seeing exactly Trump talk about exactly this escalation that's happening with Iran and Israel, and exactly what could be happening. Quebec's letter also talks about central banks cutting rates and exactly the price action around gold, and just pretty much how it stems to all the events that we're currently seeing. But right now, President Trump is talking about how the U.S. could intervene in pretty much what is going on. President Trump says he knows exactly where the supreme leader of Iran is hiding, and he is an easy target. Trump says this is not good, him saying that. We are not going to take him out, at least for now. Our patience is wearing thin. And this is after Trump called for everyone to leave Tehran yesterday, which was the capital of Iran. So there's a lot of mixed things going on right now, guys, and this is where it's super important to keep up with this info and how it has a massive impact on the markets. Now, the U.S. announces they are moving more fighter jets to the Middle East and extending the deployment of air assets already in the region, which just goes on to show, guys, more escalations. Israel officials say Prime Minister Netanyahu believes the U.S. will join Israel's war against Iran within days. And we also saw President Trump have a call with the Prime Minister Netanyahu. So this is just not looking good. This is not looking good at all. Moments after Trump states he knows where Iran's supreme leader is. Trump calls for unconditional surrender of Iran. So this is not looking good, guys, especially how Iran is and how they're pretty much going to be making, reactions to this. Fox News reports that U.S. strikes on Iran are on the table, including on nuclear facilities, according to the White House officials. This is really crazy, guys. A lot of people don't really take a lot of this into mind, but the fact that we're seeing this happen is really, really crazy. And then from there, we can see this is interesting. Israel and Iran are attacking each other. Trump is saying he knows where the Iran's supreme leader is hiding, and the U.S. is deploying fighter jets to the Middle East, yet oil prices are down 10%, below last week's high. So what does the market know here? So right now, guys, this really points to the fact that smart money moves as opposed to dumb money, where dumb money is affected by headlines, where everyone starts liquidating, which the crazy liquidations we saw across the market today. And then from there, guys, we see a little bit more information on President Trump is considering U.S. strikes against Iran and pretty much other possibilities as well. And the U.S. is closing its embassy in Israel beginning tomorrow through Friday. So those are the news events, guys, that have been coming out with the escalations in this whole Iran and Israel fiasco. But big events that I think are going to be happening is the Fed interest rate decision that's going to be happening tomorrow. Markets closing, then from there a little bit more information moving into the week. But right now, Crypto Intelligence X gives his perspective on it. It says the FOMC is tomorrow, which everyone's anticipating. While everyone is watching the interest rate decision, he's more focused on the updated projection materials, specifically projected GDP for 2026 and forecasted rate cuts for 2025 and 2026. There won't be a rate cut tomorrow, and that information is already priced in. So he really believes that we're not going to see a rate cut, and really based, guys, off of how Jerome Powell has been pretty much responding to a lot of the information that's been coming out, and also Trump's tariffs and everything else. I kind of agree with this. I don't think that we're going to be seeing a rate cut. And this goes on to show that we need to look at the next thing, guys, which specifically projected the GDP for 2026 and forecasted rate cuts for 2025 and 2026 to let us know exactly what the rest of the year is going to be looking at moving into next year as well. Could we see a rate cut tomorrow? Yes, of course. We could be seeing a rate cut, but at the end of the day, based off of the previous information, what we currently have, and how Jerome Powell is pretty much reacting to Trump, I do not see that happening. But at the end of the day, if it does happen, we could be seeing a lot of relief. Now, we jump into the perspective around Bitcoin and pretty much the crypto markets and specific zones that we're currently seeing, as you guys can see right here. And Bitcoin did make that sweep of the liquidity and instantly bounced back, as you guys can see right here. Also, what's his face was talking about this as well a little bit. What was that dude's name? I follow a lot of people, guys. So there's a lot of people that have been talking about this specific variation, guys, and the imbalance that we've been seeing. And everyone was wondering, as soon as we return to that zone, if we were going to continue the deviation or if we were going to see a return and a gradual rip up. And right here, you can see that we returned to that zone. And from there, now we're starting to see a little bit of a correction. Now, jumping into the perspective of what Crypto Missional says, he says, Bitcoin did make the sweep of the liquidity and instantly bounced back. Doesn't say that we bottom, but it's a great sign to be accumulating those corrections before the next big leg upwards happens. Reclaim of 106,000 is where the party happens. Altcoins outperform, and we saw this with a few different perspectives, guys, from a lot of other different people. I'll put on the screen the other person I was forgetting. I forget a lot of people, but I follow a lot of crypto analysts and traders that pretty much have been talking about the specific imbalance and zone. And right now, how we're pretty much playing out on the time as long as we close out the week strong with currently what we're seeing. Now, if we look at my crypto portfolio, guys, and most crypto portfolios, most altcoins are seeing the pain. They're seeing the red in the market. They're deviating due to the price action around Ethereum right now. And I think the best thing that you can do is start dollar cost averaging into these positions. Accumulate more. You have been waiting for altcoin season, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, a year, me, a year plus. So as a result, guys, the best thing you could do is get a better price variable for your entry. And then from there, wait for liquidity to move back. If you're invested in good projects that mainly revolve around AI, guys, RWA, a little bit of gaming, as well as a little bit of memes just for the hell of it. But this is where you can make those crazy gains by believing in the markets and investing in strong projects while everyone else is capitulating their bags. But guys, swiping everything to the side, that is exactly what's going on. We have the FOMC meeting tomorrow to really determine rate cut decisions. We see from a few different perspectives that more likely we're not going to be seeing rate cuts. We have bullish sentiment, bearish sentiment based off of specific zones with the total market, as well as overall Bitcoin. Right now it's looking quite strong, but we need to see exactly how we're going to be closing out the week, what the Fed says tomorrow, if we have more escalations with Israel and Iran and the US, because the US is supposedly going to be jumping into the war. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, guys, that is going on. And on this channel, I keep you guys updated with all that information, so you don't have to scramble around and figure out what is going on in the info and what is real and what is not. I do that on this channel. So if you're new to my channel, check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of. Overall, guys, I'm waiting to see exactly how we're going to be closing out the week. I'm dollar cost averaging. I get paid this week. I had an interview today at my job. More likely going to be getting a promotion, which is freaking awesome. Dollar cost averaging. I'm pretty much, guys, going through the ins and the outs of the market, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. Focus on yourself. Focus on your life. Don't get so caught up in the markets, but just keep updated with exactly what you need to be aware of. And on this channel, I do all that for you, so don't worry about it. So, new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my perspective. Let me know what you think of the markets. Let me know what you think of this whole Iran-Israel fiasco, and overall exactly what do you think is going to be happening for altcoins. But yeah, I drop day-to-day content every day, so stay tuned, and hopefully I catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.